promise that is on your father Abraham is the same promise that is on you, and I'm going to remind you of this oath. And so, men and women of God, you beautiful, precious jewels that are in here today, there is an oath and there is a promise. The same promise that is on Isaac is the same promise that is on Abraham. And so today the Lord wants to remind us of the promise and the oath. And so now listen, there's some areas that we're getting ready to journey in where who you are is going to be challenged. And the reason that it has to be challenged is because sometimes we walk away and don't fully remember the oath and the promise that we're walking in. So when challenge comes, you're like, I'm not quite sure. I don't really remember what my promise is. That's why I'm struggling today. I'm struggling because I'm removed from what my promise is. But today God loves us just that much that He's going to remind us of our oath and our promise. And everything that we're getting ready to walk through is not for your harm, because Jeremiah says, I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans that will prosper you and not harm you. Plans that will give you a future, a hope, and expected end. Listen, this thing did not come to harm you. It didn't come to take you out. It didn't even come to destroy you. It's not even the enemy that is on your foothill about it. The reason why it's a challenge to you, you might think it's the enemy, is because you need to remember what the promise and the oath was. And the Lord was so gracious and loved Isaac so much. He loves you so much, Pat. He loves you so much, Tar. He loves you so much, men and women of God, that He says, listen, in 26, I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to remind you of this promise. So I want to do that in the beginning of this word. I want to remind you because there are some things that we are facing and we need to bring this to that situation. We need to bring this word to that situation on this morning. In Genesis 26, I'm going to start at verse 2. Then the Lord appeared to him and He said, do not go to Egypt. Somebody say, don't go to Egypt.
Don't go to Egypt.
Don't do it.
Don't go to Egypt. Don't go down to Egypt. Live in the land of which I will share with you, of which I will tell you, of which I will show you, of which I will bring it to your front. I'm going to make it clear to you. I'm going to clarify. So don't go to Egypt before I bring clarity.
Wow, look at that. Jesus.
Dwell in the land, and I will be with you. I will bless you, for to you and your descendants I will give all these lands, and I will perform the oath which I swore to Abraham your father. And I will make your descendants multiply as the stars of heaven. Wow. It's going to multiply as the stars of heaven. I'm going to pause right there because sometimes when we forget not only the promise, but we forget the place that the performance is taking place, which is in this open space, and it's called heaven. And then there's things that are multiplying in the open heaven. I'm going to do this in the open heaven, in an open season, in an open space. I'm going to multiply, meaning it's going to be miraculous, meaning I'm going to do a miracle. I'm not just going to move and hover, but when I move, it's going to multiply.
Wow.
So this oath is miraculous in its very nature because it's multiplying in an open heaven. It's the beginning.
Yes. Oh my God, look
I
at
hope
that.
Y'all can just get this in the spirit.
Go ahead.
This is just the leftovers.
Wow, look at that. Jesus.
All right, so I'm going to give these lands, and I will perform it, the oath which I swore to Abraham your father, and I will make your descendants multiply as the stars of heaven. I will give your descendants all these lands. Jesus. And in your seed all the nations of the earth shall be blessed.
Wow.
Because Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws.
Yes.
So, look, Isaac said, all right, so with that said, so since it's all of that, then so, okay, so I'm going to dwell right here in Gerard then. I mean, so all right, so I'm not going to go to I'm not gonna go to Egypt because you're saying it's all gonna happen like right here.
Right.
Like I'm gonna do it right here. I'm not gonna even go. I'm gonna do it right here. Is that what you're saying, God?
Is that what
Are
you're
you
saying?
saying that my open heaven is gonna be right here on earth?
Wow.
Look
in
at that.
This land, in this space.
In this space.
The miracle's gonna happen right here on the south side.
So that's what you're saying? So that's what you're saying?
It's gonna happen right here.
So is that what you're saying?
So it's gonna happen in this temple.
Yes.
It's gonna happen in this mindset.
Yeah.
Like how I'm thinking, this is where you're gonna move in this seed and this vessel. You're gonna do it right here in me. Even when I don't feel like I'm enough, you're gonna do it right here. Even when I'm not feeling worthy, you're going to do it in this space, in this unworthy space, in this undeserving space, because that would be a miracle to me.
That would be a miracle
based
to
off
me.
of how I'm truly feeling concerning thine own self today to multiply in me like the stars in heaven. This is where you're going to do it? Okay.
Okay.
So that's just the leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all with me?
Yes,
That's just
we're
the
here.
leftovers.
Yes.
Are y'all with me? So listen, Isaac begins to go along this journey, and the first thing he does as soon as this prophecy and this oath, as soon as he's reminded of this, because he can't lie about where he's at, right? All you can do is be where you're at. That's all you, thank you. All you can do is be where you're at. That's all you can do. Like, that's all you can do is just keep it 100. Like, just keep it real. Right. And so in your keeping it real, because I'm not feeling very worthy and I'm not really sure of who I am, when I roll up on you, chances are I'm not going to give you my whole truth.
Well,
That's my truth.
come on.
Well,
That's
really,
the truth.
Well, really.
See?
So this is what he do. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you that he wasn't really sure, right? Because this is what he did. So Isaac dwelt in Gerar, and the men, y'all listen closely, and the men of the place asked about his wife. The men in this place, the men in this space asked about his wife.
Well, see?
And he said, she is
just my sister.
See?
Because I'm not really sure if I can trust this.
Come on now.
I know God just said he's going to do it right here,
But
I'm not really sure that I can trust this. So I'm not going to give you the absolute truth. I'm just going to give you a truth I think you can stomach right now.
This is what you can. Oh, well,
This is
see.
what I can stomach
See?
right now. I'm not really sure about my surroundings. I know, God, you said. I know that there's a seed here. I know you're going to do it in me.
Okay.
But everybody may not accept me because I don't really fully accept me.
Come on now.
I'm going to lie about this.
I'm gonna lie about this part of me.
For he was afraid to say.
He was
He
afraid.
was afraid to speak his truth.
You're
That's
speaking,
okay.
girl.
It's okay. It's the truth. We're afraid to speak it. So this is where we're at.
Yes.
Because he thought, lest the man in this place will kill me for Rebecca, because she is beautiful to behold.
Right.
Meaning, what God has given me is beautiful.
It is. Stop playing.
What God has given me, this beautiful thing, this perfect, this thing that works with me, even my gifts, everything that I have, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It is good. And I'm afraid that if I really fully share all that God has given me, even the promise that he just reminded me
That
of.
one.
See, y'all gonna attack this.
See?
I know you're gonna attack it because I'm attacking it.
Come on now.
Mm.
Because I'm scared.
I'm scared.
So listen, now it came to pass, and he had, I'm on verse 8, now it came to pass, and he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked through the window and saw that there was Isaac showing endearment to Rebekah. So anyway, they began to see his truth. Right? So they began to see his truth.
Right.
And so Abimelech came to him like, oh man, why you just didn't, you didn't even have to.
Come on.
You ain't really have
So
to.
this is your stuff.
Yeah.
I'm tripping. You see what I'm saying? This is your stuff tripping. All right, so let's put a pin there. So I'm gonna give this scenario to you. So let's say I say, Pat, can I come in? I'm in a little spot right now. I got a lot going on, and I need to come and stay with you at your house. And your answer is?
Yes.
Sure. You have a now, I say to you, Pat, I know that you are the queen of your home. This is your path. This is where you. This is all you. So I'm not gonna come in and be overtaken or doing anything like that. But I just need to come and sit for a while. So I'm struggling with who I am. I've acknowledged that she's a king in her home, and I'm struggling with who I am. But I have this promise. I come into your home, and as soon as I come into your home, I start telling lies. Because I'm not afraid. I'm afraid that you won't fully accept who I am, right? Because I'm unsure of that. But I need a place to stay for a minute while I'm trying to figure it out. Right. And so now, after a while, you pick up
Right.
that there is something greater in you. But it don't change the fact that you're a king in your own home.
That's right.
It doesn't change that.
That's right.
But you are able to say, you got something. You got something. All right, so let's go on. So y'all pin that there.
We got you. We got it.
All right. So now, all right. Then Abimelech called Isaac and said, quite obviously, she is your wife, man. So how could you say she is your sister? So he's calling them on this. Isaac said to him, Look, I said that. I thought I would die on her account. Like this. I thought you was like, look. I'm just saying.
Right.
I wasn't really sure. So I told a lie, man. I'm sorry. Look, Isaac said to him, because I said, at least you would die on her account. And Abimelech said, what is this you have done to us? One of the people might soon have laid with your wife.
Come on now.
And you would have brought guilt on us. So Abimelech charged his people, saying, he who touches this man and his wife shall surely be put to death. Then Isaac sowed in the land, and he reaped in the same year 100-fold.
Wow.
So listen, once the truth came out, and he saw the king like the king, because the king said, hey, listen, we're not trying to roll like that with you. I'm giving you a place to stay. You could, park it here, let yourself be comfortable, but you don't have to lie in my home. Just be who you are. Just figure it out.
Yeah,
just get where you got to go, right?
Yes.
And just figure this thing out. And so then once he did that, on his word, on his authority, so you said
Right.
that I can just be who
Be who
I
you
am.
are.
Not only that, you told everybody else in the house, all the rest of your kids and people that come by, look, I'm giving her a spot right now.
Yes.
And she's protected here, so you got a safe space to sit here and go ahead on and figure out who you are and just become in this thing, right? So then I get comfortable and I said, well, then I'm going to plant my seed then. I'm going to go on and step out in this thing. So I plant the seed and then it all blow up, right, because of this promise. So I get 100-fold on your spot, on your dime.
Wow.
I'm on your time.
What?
I'm in your house.
Wait a minute.
And I sow my seed. And that thing blow up 100-fold. I really
My God.
I really didn't know who I was, and I didn't have it all, and I hadn't planted my seed yet. So because of that, I need a place to lay. But you being the king that you are, having the gracious heart that you did, said, hey man, chill out, relax. In fact, I'm going to make sure that don't nobody bother you.
Yes.
So you said, well, since ain't nobody bother me, I'm going to go ahead on and lay out my seed.
Wow.
So since I laid out my seed, and because there's a promise on my seed that I don't even have any control over, I'm just being who I am, and the thing blew up in my face.
Wow.
Jesus.
Come on.
Jesus.
The man began to prosper and continued prospering until he became very prosperous, and he had possessions of flocks, possessions of herd, and a great number of servants. I'm pretty sure Pat is probably feeling like did you?
Yeah,
really
you
need
do,
a
yeah.
spot? Did you?
Right.
I mean, you can afford my spot and a couple of spots. I mean, buy
Yeah,
me a
yeah.
house.
Exactly.
All right, so
Absolutely.
the Philistines envied him. This is Abimelech's people. So this is likened to me.
Look
saying,
at that.
your kids
Look at that.
And everybody that's in your house
Yeah,
is
yeah,
looking at me
You're
like,
like
how she
messed
gonna
up.
come up in here
Like,
and
how
blow
you
up on us like
understand
that? Like, how you gonna get a scratch off and win the lottery?
Come
like
on
that?
now.
Right
Look
there
at
in
that.
my face. All right.
See?
So the Philistines had stopped up all the wells which his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham his father, and they had filled them with the earth. In other words, like, we're not digging your promise right now. This is way too big, and we already got a king, or we already got our thing going.